Hi everyone, this is 4-6, dividing whole numbers by fractions. First I wanted to go over the definition of reciprocal. So a reciprocal is the number that results when we flip the numerator and the denominator of a fraction. Or also, any two numbers with a product of 1 are called reciprocals. So let's go ahead and look at this. So when I multiply 1/8 times 8 over 1, or the reciprocal, see how it's flipped? I will get 1. So 1/8 and 8 over 1 are reciprocals. So let's go ahead and look at example 1. So we need to find the reciprocal of 2/3. So there's two ways that you can do it. So I have 2/3, and the reciprocal is just the flip. That means that I need to change, put the 2 on the bottom, and put the 3 on the top. So the reciprocal of 2/3 is 3/2. Or if you want to check yourself, you can see, okay, 2/3 times 3/2, that would give me 6 over 6, which equals 1. So now that you know how to find the reciprocal, let's go ahead and go to example 2. So we need to find 2 divided by 1/3, and we need to write it in simplest form. So let's go ahead and solve with the algorithm. So first we're going to find all fractions. So I have 2, and how do I make 2 a fraction? Well, that would be 2 over 1 divided by 1/3. The second step is to multiply the first number by the reciprocal of the second number. So let's go ahead and do that now. So the first number is 2 over 1. And it says I need to multiply the first number by the reciprocal. So I need to now find the reciprocal of 1/3. So I'm going to put an arrow here and put an R to note that I'm taking the reciprocal of it. So the flip of 1/3 is 3 over 1. And now I need to multiply them. So the third step is to multiply across, simplify if needed. So now we're going to multiply straight across. So I see that it has 2 times 3, and that gives me 6 on the top. And then I have 1 times 1, which is 1. Well, that is just 6 wholes. Now let's look at a model. So I have 2 wholes. So here are my 2 wholes, and I need to divide it into thirds. So I'm going to divide each whole into thirds. So now what it's saying is I have 2 wholes, and I need to see how many thirds do I have in each. Well, let's count. I'm actually going to circle. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's how I get my answer as 6. Okay, this is example 3. Let's go ahead and read it. So at summer camp, the duration of a field hockey game is 3/4 hours. The counselors set aside 6 hours for games. How many games can be played? So looking at our algorithm, the first step is to get everything in fractions. Well, I have 3/4 of an hour and 6 hours. I also need to get it into an expression. So I have a total of 6 hours. So I'm going to go ahead and write 6. And I have to divide it into 3/4 hour. I need to see how many 3/4 of hours can I get in 6 hours. So I'm taking 6 divided by 3/4. Now I need to make it all fractions. So to change this to the 6 to all fractions, we need 6 over 1 divided by 3 over 4. So let's go on to our next step. So our next step is to multiply the first number by the reciprocal of the second number. So let's go ahead and do that. The first number stays the same. And then it says to multiply. So I need to change it to multiplication. And then it says I need to multiply by the reciprocal. So I'm going to find the reciprocal. So I'm going to draw an arrow with an R. That means I'm going to flip the 3/4. So it's going to be 4/3 now. All right, so that is my second step. Let's go on to the third step. So the third step is to multiply across and then simplify if needed. So let's go ahead and we're going to multiply the 6 times the 4. So when you multiply 6 times 4, you're going to get 24. And then 1 times 3 is 3. Now, can we simplify that? Yes, because 24, I can divide 24 divided by 3, and that is 8. So, am I done? Not quite. What does this 8 mean? So, let's go back to the question. It says, how many games can be played? So, 8 games can be played. So now let's go ahead and look at the model. So I have 6 hours. So I basically represent that as 6 rectangles. And I need to see how many 3/4 of an hour can I get in each. So I'm going to divide my rectangles into fourths. Okay, now that I divided my rectangles into fourths, I need to see how many 3/4. So I'm going to circle 3/4. So I have 3/4 here. 1, 2, and then I'm going to do this. So 1, 2, 3, right? So this is 1, 2, 3. That's 3/4, right? So that's 3, 4. And then I'm going to take these 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm going to go ahead and count them nice and big. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And in each circle, I have 3/4. Okay, you can see it. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and so on and so forth. That is the end of dividing whole numbers by fractions.